This is Ben Ohlmann. He plays for Amherstview, Ontario's Junior C hockey team, the Amherstview Jets. Today I'm here asking him some questions about sport and society. But first, why don't you begin to tell me a little about yourself and your hockey team? What age did you start playing hockey?
I started skating at the age of 2, and I started playing hockey at the age of 3 in Amherstview, Ontario, and I've continued playing hockey ever since, and all of it in Amherstview, Ontario.
What made you enjoy and keep playing hockey all of those years?
I fell in the game right away, right as a little kid. I love the competitiveness of the sport, but I also love the team aspect of it as well. I made many friends through hockey growing up, and I still have a large number of those friends today.
Did you ever suffer any injuries that made you stop playing hockey for a while?
Growing up playing hockey, I sustained multiple injuries, such as concussions, sprained wrists and ankles, or even pulled muscles and bruises. The worst injury I had, though, was chipping my kneecap. I needed surgery for that injury and wasn't able to play sports for about 4 months after that.
Wow, that must have hurt. Were there any other sports you played besides hockey?
Yes, growing up I played quite a bit of soccer. I actually played more soccer than hockey growing up. Played some basketball and other sports like that.
How come you didn't pursue any further in soccer if you played it more than hockey?
The reason for that actually was to do with my knee surgery. So playing soccer and hockey both had a combination of causing my kneecap to chip. And after my surgery, I never got back into soccer. I just found hockey more fun, so I decided to focus my efforts towards hockey.
Now, I'm just going to ask you a few more questions just more about sport and society. How has sport influenced your self of identity?
Sport has always been a part of my self-identity personally. Growing up, I was involved with every sport I could be. During my childhood, I was identified with sports more so than anything else, I'd say. And as I got older, I had to learn to identify myself with things rather than sports. And that was a big challenge for me. I didn't know how to go about that at first.
What influence does the media, including social media, have on sports and society and the athlete?
The media has a negative impact on sports, society, and the individual, I'd say. The reason I say this is because the major league athletes get dragged into drama because of the media and what they say. The media also blows many things out of proportion and puts a lot of pressure on young kids to turn out like the stars. And I find that the media just takes the fun out of the sports and turns it more into politics rather than just about the game.
And how do you feel about the role of major sports cooperations like Calgary Flames, Toronto Raptors, Toronto Maple Leafs?
Well, first of all, go Flames go and go Raps go, champs. But the role of major sports organizations is extremely important. They do a great job at giving back to the community and encouraging young men and women to play sports. For the most part, the players in major sports organizations are great role models as well and visit places like children's hospitals and stuff like that. And that's just really good to see.
Is sport a good example of meritocracy?
I do believe in some aspects sport is a good example of meritocracy. In competitive sports, people are chosen to make teams and receive playing time based on their ability and skills. So in that sense, it is a good example of meritocracy. In house league sports, however, meritocracy isn't as obvious because everyone gets equal playing time and equal opportunities to be on the field and ice.
Should we all be given an equal opportunity to participate in sports, considering race and ability?
Absolutely, 100%, yes. Every person deserves an equal opportunity to participate in sports. Sports are just so much fun, and that's the main point of them, is to have fun. And there's nobody in this world that is allowed to tell someone they're not allowed to have fun because of their race or ability. It's really important to include everyone in sports because everyone is allowed to play whatever they want.
I certainly agree with that. But have you, growing up playing hockey and soccer, ever witnessed a time when anyone was excluded from sports due to their race or ability?
Not that I can personally recall. I definitely would say that we had some players on our teams growing up that were lesser in ability, but we never excluded them. We did the exact opposite. We, as a team, everyone worked together and did everything we could to make everyone on the team better and feel like a part of the team and family. And all the coaches I ever had growing up did the exact same thing, which was really nice.
And how do you feel about athletic academic scholarships?
I think athletic academic scholarships are a great idea. They allow students who are great at sports and love doing them a great opportunity at a post-secondary school education and to continue the sports. They also give students who may not otherwise be able to afford university or college a chance to pursue further education.
Do you think it could kind of leave some people out, or do you think that the people who win these athletic academic scholarships kind of work their way towards them and earn them?
I personally believe it was the second option you gave, where people work towards this and earn this. Getting to university and college sports are definitely more competitive, and the schools are looking to win. And this goes back to your other question about meritocracy, where these players that are offered the scholarships have worked hard their whole lives and have earned it and deserve to be offered these scholarships.
And do you think commercialization plays a big role on what effect sport has on society?
I do believe commercialization plays a big role in what effect sports has on society. In Major League Sports, it is a business, and the organizations themselves are looking to make as much money as possible. So, for example, if a Major League Sports team isn't making enough money from fans where they are, they'll move cities so they can make more money in another place. And this leaves one city without a Major League Sports team and another city gaining one. So it could have both positive and negative effects on society, because that new city that's gaining a Major League Sports team could experience some more camaraderie with each other now that they all have a common sports team they can cheer for. And it would leave a little bit of a negative impact on the city it just left, because now that city doesn't have a team that they can all collectively cheer for and come together supporting.
And my last question here for you today is, what role does sport play in society, and how does sport help to define a society and culture?
Sports help everyone feel like a part of a team or a family. It's a great opportunity to pull a community, city, or even a country together. For example, the Toronto Raptors this year winning the World Championship in basketball, the NBA title, that pulled an entire country together. We were all rooting for Toronto, and I'm sure we all celebrated as well.
We definitely did. All right, thank you for spending your time with me to answer these questions today. We really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.